The Gospel according to Mathew chapter 17. The Transfiguration of Jesus. 6 days later, Jesus took with him Peter and James and his brother John and led them up a high mountain where they were alone. Jesus' appearance was changed before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became bright as light. Just then, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, talking with Jesus. Peter spoke and said to Jesus, "Master, it is good that we are here. If you so wish, I will make 3 tents, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." Peter was still speaking when a bright cloud covered them in its shadow, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my son, the beloved, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." On hearing the voice, the disciples fell to the ground, full of fear. But Jesus came, touched them, and said, "Stand up, do not be afraid." When they raised their eyes, they saw no one but Jesus. And as they were coming down the mountain, Jesus commanded them not to tell anyone what they had just seen until the Son of Man should be raised from the dead. The disciples asked him, "Why do the teachers of the law say that Elijah must come first?" And Jesus answered, "Elijah must come first to set everything as it has to be. But I tell you, Elijah has come, and they did not recognize him, but treated him as they pleased. In the same way, they will also make the Son of Man suffer." Then the disciples understood that Jesus was referring to John the Baptist. Jesus heals an epileptic boy. When they met the people, a man approached Jesus, knelt before him, and said, "Lord, have pity on my son who is an epileptic and suffers much. He often falls into the fire and often into water. I brought him to your disciples, but they could not heal him." Jesus replied, "You faithless and evil people, how long must I be with you? How long must I put up with you? Bring him here to me." And Jesus commanded the evil spirits to leave the boy, and the boy was immediately healed. The disciples then gathered around Jesus and asked him privately, "Why could we not drive out the spirit?" Jesus said to them, "Because you have little faith. I say to you, if only you had faith the size of a mustard seed, you could tell that mountain to move from here to there, and the mountain would obey. Nothing would be impossible to you. Only prayer and fasting can drive out this kind of spirit." When the disciples came together in Galilee, Jesus said to them, "The Son of Man will be delivered into the hands of men, and they will kill him, but he will rise on the 3rd day." So they were deeply grieved. The temple tax paid. And returning to Capernaum, the temple tax collectors came to Peter and asked him, "Does your master not pay the temple tax?" He answered, "Certainly." And when Peter entered the house, before he could speak, Jesus asked him, "What do you think, Simon? Who pay taxes or tributes to the king of the earth, their sons or the other people?" Peter replied, "The others." And Jesus told him, "The sons then are exempt. But so as not to offend these people, go to the lake, draw in a hook and open the mouth of the first fish you catch. You will find a coin in it. Take it and let it pay for you and for me."